Hey everybody, it's Missy. Thanks for joining me today. This is going to be the start of a new style of videos that I'm going to be adding to my channel, where I'm going to try to use up things from my stash and use up a lot of older supplies. And for this first video, I'm going to pull out some of the Amy Tangerine Rise and Shine collection. And I know that this is not that old of a collection, but I've had it for a while, and there are just bits and pieces that I want to try to challenge myself to use. And I've actually got quite a bit of this paper, but these are just some bits and pieces that I pulled out to try to use. And my main thing that I wanted to use was these sticker sheets. I have 2 packs of those clear stickers, and I want to try to use up as many as I can on this layout. So I'm going to start with white cardstock and just some different papers from the collection. I really love this pink faded ombre paper, and I'm going to use half of it to go on my background. And then this really cool paper, I remember when I bought it, I had all these intentions of using it, and as you can see, I have not touched it yet. So I just decided to kind of go for it. I pulled everything out, and I was just in the mood to just start cutting and sticking and seeing what I could come up with. And that's rare for me, because I'm very much the type of person that has to think things out and plan it and hem-haw around and try to make decisions. And so I just tried to say, hey, just cut some of these circles out and see what they look like. So I just went for it. And I like how that looks, and I am going to use those, but I'm going to put them aside for now and go ahead and secure this piece of pink paper, because I know that that's definitely going to stay. So I'm going to work with these sticker sheets. As you can see, I've used a lot from both of them, but I still have a lot left. And for whatever reason, you know, every time I use this collection to make a layout, some of these stickers just did not work. And I fight with this one here. If you've ever used any of these bigger clear stickers like this, they're really flimsy and thin, and especially this one, it's a frame, and so, you know, you want to get it straight, and it was almost impossible to get it perfectly straight. I have to mess with it, and as you can see, it's straight on one end and crooked on the other, and I get it fixed as best as I can, and then I just deal with it, and it's fine. So I just tried to use as many as I could here, you know, to where I like it. And I figured if I've had this collection as long as I've had it and I have not used any of these stickers yet, then I'm just going to go for it, because I've always thought I would use that one that said meet cute, but for whatever reason, I've just never used it. And so in this case, I'm going to use it and cover up the words and just use it as a little layering piece sticking out of the right there, and then I'm going to use on the list as another layering piece. So you're not even going to be able to see what they say. And I'm okay with that, because it's been long enough and I just want to use them. So I'm going to come in with some clear gesso here, and I'm just going to smudge it down, because I'm going to do some mixed media stuff here. But then I decide before I do that, I'm going to go back to some more stickers. I was kind of all over the place when making this layout. I would have one idea, and then I would go with that, and then I would just stop and do something completely different. And so I'm going to wind up coming back over these stickers with some more gesso here. But I just wanted to try to add more to them, and I like the way this is looking. I like the color scheme. I like the pink and the teal and the orange. And you know, that flower really has nothing to do with the picture, but I'm okay with that. We were out to dinner, me and my friend Jennifer, and we were enjoying some fruity drinks, and so a flower has nothing to do with that, but that's okay, because I like the way it looked. And sometimes you just want to use something because you like the way it looks, and so that's my reasoning for using that flower. Now, I'm doing nothing new here. I do this all the time. A lot of scrapbookers do this, the packaging technique, and I'm just using some shimmers. I'm using some teal and some pink there. I believe that's Oh Say Can You See and pink stilettos. And I have not used modeling paste in forever, it seems like. So I just pulled out this circle stencil, used a little modeling paste down there, and I just wanted to do it because I hadn't done it in a while, and I wanted to create a little bit of texture down there. And I like the way it's very subtle. It's not overpowering and it's not distracting from any of the other stickers or anything. It's just subtle and it gives it some nice bumpy texture there. And so I want to bring in more of the orange, and so I'm going to do that over on the upper left corner. And I don't want to go overboard with the inks on this. I just want it to represent all the three colors that I'm using in just little bits and pieces. And this orange color is a Vibes, and it's called Caribbean Sunset. And I tend to reach for that quite a lot. It's got gold powders in it. Oh, I'm sorry. It's called Sunset Strip. Where did I get Caribbean Sunset? I guess I just made that up. I'm looking at it. It's called Sunset Strip. My bad. You think I would know the names of these by now, right? Anyway, it looks cool. I like the way it looks. A little bit of orange ink coming over there on the left. So then I got the bright idea. Well, I don't know if it was bright, but I thought it was bright at the moment, that I wanted to use up all these little tiny triangles. And I went from, on both of the sheets, because I have 2 copies of these sticker sheets, and I'm going to stick them on this Project Life backing, mainly because I wanted a white background, and this is some packaging and it's a little bit sturdier. And I'm just going to cut each of these out, and I'm going to create a banner. So I've got all of those cut out, and I'm going to start to arrange them in sort of a 2-layer banner idea over here on the left. And I'm going to take some time and glue all of those down, and then I'm going to stitch through it with some pink thread to make it look like it's actually hanging. So I'm jumping around again. I decided that I needed to add some matching circles over to this area. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did over on the lower right, and just add some more of the subtle circles over on the orange area there. And I've got all that dry, and I love how that looks. It's just kind of messy, and you know, it just adds some fun texture. And then I'm going to go back over with some more of the orange. And this nozzle is very long and windy, so it's hard for me to get it out of the bottle sometimes. So I did some stitching, and I used light pink thread. I stitched around the inside of the frame, and then I stitched along the center edge there of the pink paper, and then I stitched with darker pink thread through the banners. So I'm going to stick down those circles that I cut out in the beginning, and then come in with some tangled thread here, because I have not adhered my photo yet, and so I want to go ahead and get my thread under there before I do that. And I'm just using the coordinating colors. I've got the dark pink, the orange, and I'm going to use some teal here in a little bit. Now this is a cut file. It's from the cut shop. It's part of one that's got several words already created, and I believe this phrase was good times, but I'm just going to use times, and I'm actually not going to back it. I'm going to leave it as it is because I want to mix and match my title, and it's going to be fun times and yummy drinks, and I'm going to use that super adorable ampersand flare button there for the and then those are October afternoon letters that say yummy. And then this is a Studio Calico sheet of, they're almost like vellum alphas, and they do not stick at all anymore, so I'm gonna have to wind up gluing those down and stitching through them. But it's gonna say drinks. And the word fun is from a Bella Boulevard tiny text alpha sheet. I do add some pop dots behind the picture, and it's just going to raise it up a little bit and add a little bit of dimension, and I love to do that a lot. I don't do it every layout, but I do it quite a bit. So I'm going to get my title fixed up and glued down. And I do wind up stitching through Yummy and Drinks because they just weren't sticking very well, mainly because of the gesso. And I've said this before, but when you use, or when I use, it's the Liquitex clear gesso. It's very gritty and pretty much nothing sticks to it as is, so I always have to add more glue. Now I'm going to use that cute emoji flare button, and that's from a Flare for Buttons. All my flare are from a Flare for Buttons, and I've got a set of the emoji faces, and this is the first time I've finally felt like a layout made sense to use one, and I just love that silly toothy grin, and it's just funny to me. So I'm going to use that one over there on the left with some pink thread under it. And then I'm going to add some orange behind the ampersand. And then I'm going to use the other one over there on the upper right that says hashtag InstaLove, because this was an Instagram photo. Now, if you got this collection when it came out, you probably got some of these washi tape strips. It actually came in a little booklet. And so I've still got a lot of that left, as you can see there. And so I thought, well, I'm going to see what I can pull from this. So I tore off the piece that said Good Times. I'm going to use that up at the top. And then I'm just going to do a couple of rips of this solid pink and just add these little torn bits underneath these words down here at the bottom, just for an added pop of color. And I don't know, I just think it looks neat. And then I try adding some more along the center line there, but it just, to me, it just kind of distracted and it didn't really do anything. So I just decided to not use it. I try it in a couple of places, but I leave it as it is. So I was very proud of myself for using stash, and actually this layout came together pretty quickly for me. I didn't actually time it, but for whatever reason it just came together easy once I got my background going. And it was fun to use up a lot of those stickers, and I still have a lot of those left, and I'm still going to keep working at it to use them, but I was proud that I used as many as I did. And I'm going to add even a few more here of those little circles. I'm not sure what kind of circles you would call those. They remind me of bicycle tires with a lot of spokes in the middle. But there's some tiny little stickers on the sticker sheet, so I'm going to use those as well. And I do add some journaling off camera and another little clear sticker up at the top, but there's the final layout. I really love how this turned out. I was very, very happy to use up some of my stash, and so I'm going to continue to try to do these kind of videos as often as I can, in addition to all of my design team videos, because I've got so much stash. It's just crazy, and I need to use it. And so you're going to see lots of videos, hopefully in the near future, of me using up older stuff, and not just paper, but other products as well. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.